Hello viewers, you're watching SKTV News and this is Primetime English News. First, the headlines. Polling and security personnel dispatched to designated polling stations for first phase Lok Sabha polls. Gunfiring reported at Kangla Sangomsang and Khurai Tinsin Road ahead of Lok Sabha polls. And driver unions declare indefinite bandh along National Highway 37 from April 19th against attack on goods trucks. With the rise in digital world, we extend our welcome and gratitude to our viewers for supporting the most trusted and first ever OTT platform SKTV in Manipur that can be watched globally. Now the news in detail. Polling officials and security have been dispatched to polling stations in Imphal East District for first phase Lok Sabha polls to be held tomorrow. The polling teams were dispatched from Modern College Complex and Star Sporting Club ground, Porompa today.
And security forces have been dispersed across the polling stations of Imphal East District for the upcoming 18th Lok Sabha elections tomorrow. They have been dispersed from Modern College campus at Porompat. It may be mentioned that in Imphal East District, with a total of 3,23,844 voters and 441 polling stations spread across the district, and among them 59 polling stations has identified as vulnerable, and there are 9 special polling stations designated for internally displaced persons to cast their votes, and these special polling stations are going to accommodate 728 voters from Outer Manipur Parliamentary Constituency and 999 voters from the Inner Manipur Parliamentary Constituency.
Rules in Amadi, Mayamdi, interest, elections, Yamna, Yangamba Takta, Hazana, Yom Sumna, Pankopangam, never again.
Live both a backpack to Lakamina, live say Mangas, they were free and fair election of Gitobum to Yom Sumna Tobudo, Higi, Bapandam, Piaro Moina. A quick election commission of people guideline to Yam Chumnadum, Madugi Isagi, guidelines that I am Nium Sumna, a quick Tobum to polling of Saramwina, security, but some measures local bar. Loina Loina, a quick polling person gisu, a decoy sector officials in Chocoloi, coordination Pulaga, a quick yam free and fair Haiti elections, a quick day, Senarga, people mandate in a Yam Chumna, Tobopame.
Preparations are complete for tomorrow's first phase of 18 Lok Sabha elections. Yet, uncertainty looms over whether voter turnout will lower than usual or follow the typical pattern. This is Sktv'S Primetime reporting for SKTV News, Imphal.
Deputy Commissioner of Imphal West District, Kumantham Diana, has urged people to exercise their voting rights without causing any unwanted incidents in the first phase of ensuing Lok Sabha election. In an exclusive interview with SKTV News, Kumantham Diana stated that each team comprising 4 members and 3 polling officials led by presiding officer will be on duty in Imphal East District. She added that about 5,700 security forces and polling personnel will be in charge for the district.
I know that Imphal East District ki DC ki office marunggadi hogi DC Madam Kuman Kem Benaga wari sarakanda hayeng pangtok doriba ahanba phase ki hogi 18 Lok Sabha ki damakta preparation ki matangda wari sabi tanda adu lawjage Madam hayeng ki damakta haitare Imphal East District ki oina tongan polling station singda chatnabugi damakta disperse tawi singse punna polling personnel kya marumno security force ki machine kya muno du khudong thiba thokpa yaba vulnerable oiba police station masuna kiyano thambiyo madam
Imphal East District ki oina punna handaki 18th Lok Sabha election asida hoina set up tawzariba polling station sing asidi punna 432 aduga 9 special polling stations amaga atuna punna 441 polling stations singni hariba sida koigi presiding officer na lead tawraga polling officer ahum amaga koigi polling team comprising of 4 member each na polling duty tawgani duga hariba polling station security gi damakta akoigi adequate state police personnel ama DCAPF singsu deploy tawzari ona punna koina manpower da koina just poll duty gi polling station legadaba duty da we have koina deploy tawris above 5700 personnel ni punna both civil and security together sigi mathak over and above this we have a lot of akoigi standby like striking reserve adagi journal commanders from police side mayama adequate measures and we have also taken help from Indian Army adagi loina CAPF force na chingba adequate oina koigi elaborate security plan ama semjaraga koigi yam peaceful oiba poll oina ba haina sem sabaloi sare
special polling station sing sir asi karam afam sing thambi gadino mapan ni habenina Imphal asi karam relief camp or shelter home thambi gadoi madam
akoigi punna relief camp hozik kunmathoi leiba sigi damakta akoi special polling stations mapan hangjabani hariba si koi inner gi damakta manga thammi aduga moina Urup Higher Secondary School Biramangol College the community health center Nongada temporary shelter home Sajiwa gi kitchen number 4 da ama oigani aduga Yambem girls hostel Yambem asida manga ama inner gi oina set up tawbani hariba polling station manga sing asida inner Manipur parliamentary constituency da chanba voters sing internally displaced voters sing both hadagani duga outer gi su kayamarum outer Manipur parliamentary constituency da gi su akoi gi Imphal East district relief camp sing da voters sing adum leibiribana moi gi damakta akhanana mari ma hangjari si sing sidi nilet akampat dagi CC Higher Secondary School temporary shelter home Sombungi kitchen number 4 duga Urup Higher Secondary School da outer gi voter gi damakta same saba loisare
koigi hayeng pangtok do election asida peace oina free and fair pangtok rabagi damakta miyam da kari paujul pibiding bagi
ayhakna haijaning badi maroina ngasidi dispersal numita banina koigi polling team da su ayhak koi district election officer gi maike dagi best wishes pizari aduga koigi maroina voters sing da dagi koi Imphal East ki praja sing da su election asi am peacefully smoothly conduct tawraga koigi afaba magi right to vote exercise to view haina haijaning
DC DEO Imphal West TH Kiran Kumar has dispatched polling officers and security personnel to 13 designated assembly sections for Inner Manipur Parliamentary Constituency. CRPF has been deployed to safeguard vulnerable polling stations in Imphal West District. The district has 70 vulnerable and critical polling stations out of 538. On the other hand, DEO Bishnupur District Lorembam Bikram has also dispatched polling officers to 256 designated polling stations in 6 assembly constituencies. The polling personnel, along with 1,332 EFVM and VVPAT, was flagged off this morning at 7 from Mini Secretariat Complex. 2,086 security personnel have been deployed to protect the polling stations. Bishnupur District has 1,83,472 voters, which includes 89,209 males, 94,220 females and 43 transgenders. Polling parties, polling security personnel and officers involved in the conduct of election were dispatched to their respective polling stations today from Mini Secretariat in DC Office Complex and Chawiaima Higher Secondary School. The poll parties, after proper briefing, were handed out election materials which were carried in vehicles for dispatch, displaying routes and list of polling stations covered by the vehicle. Tobal DC A. Subhash, along with election officials, oversaw the arrangements at the dispatch center for smooth dispersal of polling personnel to their respective polling stations. District Election Officer Imphal East has notified that the voters need to produce Electors Identity Card EPIC, EPIC, I beg your pardon, during voting tomorrow. If the voters do not possess EPIC, they must produce either passport, driving license or a PAN card. The District Election Officer further mentioned that if any individuals threaten or hurt candidates or voters, they are liable to a fine along with 1 year imprisonment according to Section 171 of Indian Penal Code. And ahead of the ensuing Lok Sabha polls, unknown miscreants have been issuing threats in various valley areas. Subsequently, unknown miscreants opened blank fire at the residence of former President Khurai Block Congress Committee and former member of Zilla Parishad. According to SKTV News, the incident occurred at the residence of Kumabam Sanajauba, aged 70, at Kangla Sangomsam Makhalikai in Imphal East District under the jurisdiction of Lamlai Police Station last night around 9:30. The report further said that the miscreants came in a bolero and fired 3 rounds of bullets. Meanwhile, today around 10:30 a.m., another unknown miscreant opened fired numerous rounds of bullets at the residence of Athopam Okendro at Khurai Sarjolikai along Khurai Tinsid Road. However, no casualties have been reported. An investigation has begun in connection with the incident. Meanwhile, Coordinating Committee of Kangla Sangomsang organized sit-in protest at Kangla Sangomsang Community Hall, denouncing the gun attack carried out by unknown miscreants at the residence of Kumabam Sanajauba. Speaking on the sideline, Taunajam Bijayalakshmi said, amid the violence, creating animosity within the community is regrettable. She further urged the miscreants to refrain from such activities in residential areas that would create fear psychosis among the public. The protesters also shouted slogans condemning the attack.
Micham miyamda asugumba tuzungba aki akhangnangba si yumlakta kapsanbiba asi ekoi amuhana makhata na thon biganu kari maramgidama masigumba thodo asi thon bibano phanama imung asigi asoiba aran barairabasu wari sanaraga yasinaba purakhiba ngaktani kanana kari maramgidama thon bibano thodo asi haibasi koi marek sumna sindopirangnabidamakta mediagi thonda afel tawjari.
Locals of Khurai Nandibam Lekai also staged a sit-in protest today, denouncing the gun attack carried out by unknown miscreants at the residence of former Jilla Parishad member Athopam Okendra. Speaking to media, Athopam Ombi Bijaya, wife of Okendra, said a team of unknown miscreants stormed their residence around 8 p.m. last night and threatened Okendra not to campaign for Congress party. Following the threat, the miscreants fired 5 to 6 rounds of bullet this morning. She also urged the miscreants to avoid such activities in residential areas, maintaining that it will cause panic among the public.
Lakta nung may kapsan dana tawul ba aki akang pohli ba miyam singse tawhan zaning de babung jahan dana bosum siya na lere ay na babung na bosila hinoy kamay tawul kami bunay bunga hamutanda ako yung miyam tado o na kamu bani semanggil baki irang lay bani na bosum na yawan ninde bosin biganu sini mo yung haisi ay na babung kasyusiyan de kasyusiya loy ay tada ning bada adum tada gadam ni kendisi BJP na bukarasu Congress na bukarasu karimta akay balay wapo na te kabadu kazar galoy re adun ay na may hay do matung da na tawhan zaning de sugum matabag singse lay.
Moving on, condemning the attack on goods trucks on April 16th at Tolen village near Kaimai, the driver unions of Manipur has declared indefinite bandh with effect from April 19th on Imphal Jiribam Road along National Highway 37. According to SKTV Jiribam's correspondent, around 250 good laden trucks, have been stranded in Jiribam, including oil tankers. Speaking to our correspondent, a driver expressed discontentment over the security measures. stating that drivers will not operate on National Highway 37 until the government ensures their security and safety. Stating that an indefinite shutdown will be imposed with effect from 6 a.m. tomorrow, he urged all the CSOs and Transporter Union to support their decision. He further appealed to the authority concerned to extend aid to the injured drivers. The aggrieved drivers also shouted slogans condemning the attack on goods trucks.
Hayang ayuki pung taruk tawa matandagi National Highway Imphal Jiribam lambi akoi driver mayamna ban tawjaragani akoi security matik chana pidaba RP matik chana tadaba sina matubina ban tawjabani jig driver chinaw mayam chaliba National Highway sida security matik chana RP matik chana tadri bawa akoi gari thawba lepsagani akoi gi driver chinaw singda soi bisigi kiti puron amadi matung tarakpada ko khoi makta ko me sagana kiti puron pigale habigi thajabado hababa matungda akoi gari mu makha tara chathagani.
Maira Paibis of Lamtai Kunau organized demonstration at the Borobekra police station gate against state government's order to lift central security forces from Borobekra subdivision in Jiribam district today. Speaking to media, advisory of Maira Paibi Ahanthem Memcha said armed miscreants frequently open fire and hurl explosives at Borobekra subdivision. As such, Maitei, being the minority group, feels unsafe. She further stated that amid the villagers' request for additional security forces, state government has issued a notification for removal of the troops from the said area in view of the upcoming election. She further denounced the order of state government and cautioned for stern agitations if the government fails to reverse their decision.
District ki manung channa leiba Borobekra police station da Central Force marang kai na thambina ba hana di hauna takna dana leira barmarak asida sarkana Central Force CRPF lokthokna ba order tholopasi aikoi prajana yaningde karigumba nam haduna lokthokpa thoklabadi kur praja miyamna akan makhonjan kya sangsan yani masida phattanu da thoklabadi sarkana daita pugadabani haina Maira Paibi koina police station mamanga dharna asi phanjabani.
Deputy Commissioner of Jiribam District Krishna Kumar organized a training program for BLOs and Asha Anganwadi workers in preparation for Lok Sabha polls today at Conference Hall and Training Hall at DC office. The training, participated by 40 BLOs and Anganwadi workers, was instructed by master trainer. As part of the training, DC explained the rules to be followed before and after the poll, as well as how the booth level officers should manage assured minimum facilities AMF. He also stressed on how to take initiative during emergency, along with providing wheelchair to differently able persons during voting. As part of ongoing steps to contain the present crisis in Manipur, area domination search operation Naka checking was carried out at different locations in both the hill and valley. Combined team of state and central forces apparently apprehended huge amount of arms and ammunition at Langza area of Suchampur yesterday. During the search operation, the combined team was able to recover one Lethot gun, 3 12mm bore rifle single barrel, one 9mm CMG with magazine, one tear gas gun, 14 live rounds, 2 anti-riot cartridge with 38mm rubber bullet, 3 tear gas smoke shells, 2 improvised long-range mortar and 1 improvised long-range mortar bullet. On the other hand, combined force carried out Naka checking at 126 locations on NH37 and NH102. Police detained 271 persons and were released later after thorough verifications. RIMS Director Professor G. Sunil Kumar Sharma inaugurated Department of Microbiology and Moldy-Toff Biotyper Brooker Bio-Innovations building today. Speaking at the event, Director G. Sunil Kumar Sharma stated that the lab was created with the approval from National Medical Council NMC to provide more opportunity to postgraduate MBBS, PhD and MLT students. He also underlined the various labs have been established at RIMS, including a lab for biosafety level 2 and to provide facility for HIV and hepatitis testing under the national programs. He further noted that the newly inaugurated lab building is the largest in Northeast region. RIMS academic departments Dean Professor Brojen Singh Akwejam, Medical Superintendent Professor N. Sanjib, Department of Microbiology Head of Department Dr. Khuraijam Ranjana, along with doctors and nurses, attended the event.
Nakui pathology micropharma building separate inauguration building malgi biodiaporama inauguration building medical council NMC requirement postgraduate MBBS PhD MLT different course requirement level as a nodal center Government of India has city of national importance key level that we be never give process hold and the Tamjaga, DMC, regional power and hijack anything Government of India notice the young centers and Blumna labor center microbiology Nasigi at over building like Ramatunga national level project when the Longoni I will get it.
Vice Chancellor of Manipur University, Professor N. Lokendra, highlighted the need of conserving one's own heritage for future generations. This was mentioned during observance of World Heritage Day 2024 organized by Manipur State Archaeology Department of Art and Culture and Manipur University Central Museum at Manipur University Central Museum Hall today. Professor N. Lokendra stressed on the history of the state's own legacy, mentioning that Manipur University campus was also an important historical palace of Manipuri king. He suggested that to strengthen state's heritage, coordination with relevant Manipur University department is required. Along with the Vice Chancellor, Curator in charge of the varsity Dr. Misala Ramakrishna, Director of Art and Culture N. Joy also attended the program.
The university has been trying to showcase whatever important collections that the museum has got so far, and we have been trying to popularize it to all our visitors from inside and outside the state. Because any visitor who comes to Manipur University, invariably all the visitors used to visit the library and the museum. Kanchipur is very uniquely located. There are already identified some important identified sites at Kanchipur. It was a summer palace for the 18th century rulers of Manipur, in some way or other connected. On top of the hill there is a Govindji temple, and therefore very, very exciting kind of a thing for young scholars and young historians, young archaeologists, to think about properly in the right perspective for the reconstruction of medieval and ancient society of Manipur.
OPDs of Regional Institute of Medical Sciences RIMS and routine operation theatres will remain closed on 19th April tomorrow owing to Lok Sabha polls. According to a statement released by Medical Superintendent of RIMS, there will be no holiday for emergency services despite closing of the hospital on election day. Patients undergoing radiotherapy have been informed that their schedule will be changed from 19th to the 20th April. Public of Sikhong and Nompok Sekmai has demanded to cease mining activities at Ingorok River in Thawal district. A meeting was held in this regard today and Northeastern Environmental Protection Committee formed as well, where many resolutions were adopted. Member of the newly formed committee, Asem Tampak Lema, read out the resolutions on the occasion that included immediate halt of mining activities in the river, withdrawal of heavy machinery used for mining by Sunday, 21st of this month, etc. Many slogans were chanted on the occasion and placards displayed in support of conserving the environment.
Amadi Turen, Horkamda, Nung Korpagi Tabakasi, Ting Asidegi, Napan Bahanayana, Nung Korpa Amadi, Sing Temkai the Muktasan Nariba, Medicine, Kuting Nakriba, no my Jing Miki, Hybidi, Tang Kun Matwagi, Nungtin, Pong Taranitoi, Pawagi Manunda, Lofu Anba, Renana. High ribbon numit Sidagi, Makatana, Sing Korpa Amadi, Nung Korpagi Tabak, Makatana, the Taraklabadi, Maduta Tolakpa, Miana, Lorpa, Wariapta, Masamasana, Yana, Lujagatavani. Nung Korpam, Oiriba, Hybidi, Ingorok, Torel, Sigi, Horpam, Oiriba, Kulsing, Asida, Makatana, Nung Kotan Bayaroi, Haina, Committee Amadi, Miam, Asina Kangaluba. Nung Loktopa Amadzing Kotokpagi Iho Asida, Yaruba Mioi Karada, Matana Matabula Holuni, Hijaba, Mioi Karana, Torel, Kanbagi, Punjat Sing Asida, Yauba, Yaroi, Haina. Helakpa Amadi, Nungkot Pagitarum, Asida Makata, Kihelak, Tingapayaro, Haina, Mioising Asida, Kangalakasi, Numiniki Manunda, Singapiro Haina Hajari.
Tausem Area Students Organization has appealed to the state government to deploy adequate security forces to ensure safety of public along National Highway 37, which is the lifeline of Manipur. In a press statement, it stated that the gun attack occurred at Tausem subdivision, where armed miscreants intercepted petroleum tankers passing along NH37 in Manipur's Tamenglong district. Such tragedy not only caused residents to suffer, but also instilled enmity among the communities that lived in the area. It further advised the miscreants to maintain peace and refrain from causing such incidents. The 8th Jiri Treaty Observation organized by KSA and JimWalk was held at the office of KSA Jiribam District Council today. The observation has been conducted annually since 2017 on every 18th April in remembrance of the day of treaty signed by British government and Maharaj Gambhir Singh in 1833, noting the end of war at Jiri River. Iramdam Kanba Apunbalup Ikal organized Sajibu Kudol Tamba, Igi Kungul Liba and Kunai Yukatpi Ima Singbu Ikai Kumnazaba at the relief camp set up at Akampad Ideal Girls School today. Speaking on the occasion, General Secretary of Ikal Wahangbam Luang Lema said, in the past the program was organized to offer gifts to Manipuris residing in and outside the state during Sajibu month of Manipuri lunar calendar. However, due to the current crisis in Manipur, this year the program has been organized at relief camps. Citing the ensuing Lok Sabha poll, she further urged the people to cast their votes to the right candidate.
Ima ching de kai khuna jaba haidan khoi na angang mari de gi hen ba tai khuding di manga de gi hen ba sing tabune du handak si di awa ba sin maram oira ga khoi na lepa ki thak da pangthok pi khudung jab du leite du makhoi da yamna chamba khoi gi lengyan phi amaga sumna gi yam di lepa changa changa khaktang khoi na moi da pi raga khoi na makhoi bu lamdam si gi kunai si yokat da chawa thodang lo bani haidan khoi de ni kai khuna ba du ni kunai ma sem ba da nu pi sing na lo ga da ba thodang adu ga ibung pa sing na lamjan be irabot ki khudung ilaga makhoi na tak pi ba suggestion me am je khoi ibung pa sing gi logja khoi gi la ka doi ba chai da pha ba hena pha ba kunai ma oina na bagi wa ta na bagi matam du logja bani.
Certificates were distributed to participants of horse riding course that was conducted from March 26 to April 1st. In the program jointly organized by Ethno Heritage Council Herikaun and Chinkai Hunba Polo Club at Loktak Hall of Manipur Press Club, Herikaun General Secretary Ahibam Anand said the horse riding course was conducted to save the pony, citing the importance of pony in the history of Manipur. He further added that such training course will be organized in Thobal district too.
Sangol sina namnam sibu kanna ko bana bana so bodang kaya ama lor mu koi lesi boina koi na Ethno Heritage Council amadi singe humba polo club pa sam nazar kan dai koi hai ba sagol thogi training program se koi dok sabani koi Manipur poni na Manipur sagol na koi gi mutki badai koi punai asi koi gi mutki gani habi adugi palam de ne koi na sagol asi koi gi sikon poni sagol asi fa tabi ade masi kan do ade hai dana koi na akan ba mi amjara kan da koi na masigi
And in some national news, the ECI in a written reply to Supreme Court said that no tampering is possible in EVM at any stage. At the time of counting of votes, the total votes recorded in particular control unit is tallied with the account votes in Form 17C, and if there is any discrepancy, counting agents of candidates can request for counting VPAT papers slips under Rule 56D. It further added that there cannot be any mismatch between votes polled and votes counted, as the votes are registered in the control only after receiving the confirmation from VVPAT about the print and fall of VVPAT paper slip. The Supreme Court was hearing petition filed by Association of Democratic Reforms which alleged EVMs can be easily hacked, misused, abused to influence outcome of elections, and sought raising the quantum of VVPAT's verification. Petition also sought a mechanism to provide assurance to every voter that his or her vote has been recorded as cast. The Guwahati High Court dismissed a writ petition by two-time MP Nabas Harinia challenging a state-level scrutiny committee's order striking down his scheduled tribe status. Assam's Advocate General Devjit stated that a single-judge bench of Justice S.K. Medhi delivered the order. Sarania has been representing the Kokrajhar ST constituency in the lower house of parliament since 2014 as an independent and had announced contesting for a third successive term from the same seat when it goes to polls on May 7th. He had challenged the Speaker order of the SLSC of January 12, 2024, whereby he was held as not to be belonging to STP community. The state's Department of Tribal Affairs Plains subsequently passed an order on January 28th, cancelling the caste certificate of Saranya, which was issued to him on October 17, 2011. Saranya contended that he belongs to the Boro Kachari community, which has notified STP status and is a member of Lok Sabha from a constituency reserved for the same community. Moving on to some international news, British Foreign Secretary and former UK Prime Minister David Cameron has recently stressed on the religious aspect of ongoing strife in Manipur during a session in the House of Lords, reported Northeast News. Responding to a question from Lord Indrajit Singh regarding the state of freedom of religion or belief in India and the reported violations in Manipur, Cameron acknowledged the complexity of the situation. While highlighting various instances of religious intolerance and violence in India, the former Prime Minister noted that while some conflicts may stem from communal, tribal or ethnic differences, there is often a clear religious dimension to many of the disputes. In response to Singh's query, Cameron asked if freedom of belief be at the forefront since India is a member of the Commonwealth. He continued that religious aspects of some of this strike should not be downplayed, adding that sometimes it can be communal, tribal or ethnic, but in many cases there is a clear religious part of it. He also said there have been occasions where these issues have been raised to the Indian government. Meanwhile, Lord Singh of Wimbledon also echoed Cameron's sentiments, citing instances of religious intolerance and persecution in India. He stressed on the need for freedom of belief to be prioritized within the Commonwealth Charter. The issue of Manipur violence has been previously raised in the House of Commons by MP Fiona, Rishi Sunak's special envoy for freedom of religion or belief during the sessions in July and September of the previous year. And in some sports news, Manipur team has left Imphal to participate in the Swami Vivekananda Under-20 Men's National Football Championship 2024 to be held at Ramakrishna Mission Ashram Sports Complex at Narayanpur in Chhattisgarh. The team is being led by coach N.J. Tomarjed, manager A. Banu and physiotherapist N. Bikram. The team comprises of goalkeepers P. Charan and M. Churchill, defenders T. Thoy, L. Dhananjoy, Johan Ba, Blessing Kaishing, Soyothel Raikhan, Nikki Tonsen Anal and M. Arvind. Forwards A. Bhaskar, Y. Rohit, M. David, Page Rocky, along with midfielders M. Singthoiba and Dhanraj, Y. Sachin, K. Zahir and Y. Dhanraj. There are 32 teams in the championship divided into 8 groups. Manipur Himachal Pradesh and Odisha. In the first match, Manipur will face Chandigarh on April 21st, Himachal Pradesh on April 23rd and Odisha on April 25th. And that's all we could wrap up in this bulletin. But before we end, here are the headlines once again. Polling and security personnel dispatched to designated polling stations for first phase Lok Sabha polls. Gunfiring reported at Kangla Sangomsang and Khurai Tinson Road ahead of Lok Sabha polls. And driver unions declared indefinite bandh along National Highway 37 from April 19th against attack on goods trucks. Thank you for watching SKTV News, the first ever OTT platform in Manipur. Please visit SKTV website skyc.in to download SKTV app. You can now access Google Play Store to download the app, SKTV iOS app is now accessible on Apple App Store. For early access, use the QR code. The download link will also be pinned in all our comment section. Join us for real-time news updates, exclusive interviews, and comprehensive analysis of current affairs in Manipur. Thank you.